Have you ever had a brilliant idea, told all your friends about it with so much excitement, and then absolutely nothing happened? You just lost all the energy to actually do it, and the idea faded away. Well, you are not alone. There is a deep psychological reason why this happens. Today, I'm going to share a story that will completely change how you approach your dreams. It turns out your biggest enemy isn't a lack of talent or laziness, it is your own mouth. Let me tell you about a young man named Leo. Leo was the kind of guy everyone loved being around because he was constantly full of big, exciting ideas. He was smart, highly creative, and had massive dreams. His biggest dream of all was to write a groundbreaking science fiction novel. The moment Leo came up with the core idea for his book, he couldn't hold it inside. He ran to his favorite coffee shop and told his friends every single detail. He explained the plot twists, the main characters, and even the emotional ending he had planned. His friends were amazed. They told him it was a genius idea and that he was definitely going to be a best-selling author one day. Leo felt amazing. He went home, created a new social media page for his upcoming book, and posted a long update about his journey as a writer. The likes and comments poured in. People called him an inspiration. Leo felt like he was on top of the world. But then, a strange thing started to happen. Months passed, and Leo's notebook remained completely empty. Every time he sat down at his desk to actually write the chapters, he felt a strange sense of boredom. The burning passion he had on day one was just gone. He would stare at the blank page, feel tired, and eventually close his laptop to go play video games. He couldn't figure out what was wrong with him. Why was he losing interest in the one thing he wanted most in the world? One evening, feeling incredibly frustrated, Leo went for a walk in the local park. There, he saw an older gentleman named Mr. Vance sitting on a bench, quietly reading a newspaper. Everyone in the neighborhood knew Mr. Vance. He was a retired, quiet man who had just published a beautiful history book that recently won a major national award. The craziest part was that nobody in the neighborhood even knew Mr. Vance was writing a book until the day it was published. Leo walked up to him, introduced himself, and sat down. He poured his heart out to the older man. He said, "Mr. Vance, I don't understand. I have this amazing idea for a book. I tell everyone about my dreams, but I just can't seem to do the work. I feel like a fraud." Mr. Vance folded his newspaper, looked at Leo with a kind smile, and said, "Leo, the reason you can't write your book is exactly because you tell everyone about it." Leo looked confused. He thought sharing his goals would hold him accountable. Mr. Vance shook his head. "If you look closely at high achievers, you will instantly understand why you should never share your goals until they are finished. There are countless studies explaining why you should keep your goals secret, but nothing teaches you better than real-life experience. You see, your mind is a very tricky thing. When you talk about your grand plans and your friends praise you, your brain releases dopamine. It gives you the exact same feeling of satisfaction as if you had actually completed the hard work." Mr. Vance paused and pointed to a runner jogging on the park trail. "Imagine running a marathon. It is painful and exhausting. But what if they gave you the gold medal and the cheering crowd before you even took your first step? Would you still run the 26 miles? Probably not. By talking so much, you are giving yourself the reward before doing the work. You are stealing your own hunger." The older man then shared his own story. Years ago, he wanted to open a small bakery. He bought expensive aprons, told all his neighbors, and talked endlessly about the recipes he would use. But when it came time to wake up at 4 a.m. to actually bake, he quit. He realized he loved the attention of being an aspiring business owner much more than the actual heavy lifting. "So," Mr. Vance continued, "when I decided to write my book, I made a promise to myself: total silence. I didn't tell my neighbors. I didn't tell my friends. I woke up early every single morning and worked in the shadows. It was lonely, yes, but that frustration, that desire to be seen and heard, I channeled all of that pressure straight into my pen. Words are like steam, Leo. If you keep the lid on the kettle, the pressure builds and it eventually powers an engine. But if you leave the lid off and let the steam escape through your mouth, you will never have the power to move forward. Hearing this, something clicked inside Leo's mind. He finally understood why he felt so empty. He thanked Mr. Vance and walked straight home. That night, Leo did something radical. He deleted all the posts about his upcoming book. When his friends texted him to ask how the writing was going, he simply replied, "I'm just figuring things out, taking a break from it." The first few weeks were agonizing. He wanted so badly to show off his ideas and get that quick hit of praise, but every time he felt the urge to brag, he sat down at his laptop instead. He took all that trapped energy and poured it into his characters. Because nobody was clapping for him, he had to find the motivation entirely within himself. Slowly, the chapters started to build. Without the pressure of everyone's expectations and without the fake satisfaction of early praise, Leo found genuine joy in the daily, quiet work. 2 years later, without a single announcement, Leo finished his manuscript. And when he finally held the printed copy of his book in his hands, the feeling of real achievement was 1,000 times better than any empty compliment he had ever received at a coffee shop. If you are currently on a journey of personal growth and self-improvement, I want you to remember Leo's story. Sometimes the absolute best way to achieve your goals is to simply close your mouth and get to work. People often focus so much on the law of attraction, visualizing their dreams and talking them into existence, but they completely forget that action is the engine that makes it real. Building a true success mindset requires an understanding of the psychology of success. Your motivation is a very fragile thing. If you expose it to the wind of other people's opinions, it will easily blow out. The true secret to success is often found in the quiet discipline of Stoicism, controlling your impulses, staying humble, and letting your results make all the noise. From today onward, start making silent moves. Build yourself in the dark and let your success be your answer to the world. If this story opened your eyes and gave you a new perspective today, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more stories that will change your mindset. Drop a comment below saying silent moves if you are going to work quietly on your dreams from now on. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.